Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm a Fox Body fanatic, and this video shows the variety of Fox Body Mustangs and Capris that I've owned, repaired, and rebuilt over the last 30 plus years. Some of the vehicles covered in this intro either have or will have dedicated videos on my channel. My very first Mustang was a 1981 Kia Coupe, equipped with a carbed 2.3 liter 4-cylinder and an S-Rod 5-speed overdrive trans. This one was white with a blue cloth interior. Unfortunately, I totaled this car in a pretty bad accident. These are the only pictures that I have of the car. Post-accident, I saved the emblems off the car and made this tribute plaque. My next Mustang was a 1979 hatchback to replace the 81. The car was originally gray with red interior and was pretty ratty when I bought it. It ran like crap, but I pulled the engine and trans out of the wrecked white car and transplanted it into this one. Then I had the car painted white with red pearl and installed a set of TRX rims. This car was eventually sold around 1988. The third Fox Body was a 1981 Mercury Capri 4-cylinder automatic. The first few pictures were taken shortly after I bought the car. I added a 3-piece rear spoiler to the car, which was painted to match. Unfortunately, it was involved in 2 back-to-back accidents. First, I hit a deer, then a few days later my boss was driving it and someone pulled out in front of him and totaled it. I purchased the car back from the insurance company and found a parts car for the front clips to rebuild my car. It was fully repainted in the original color, which was a 1-year only offer, light pewter metallic. I'd love to find another one with the same exterior and interior color combo. Unfortunately, this car was sold to a 16-year-old who fell asleep at the wheel, drove it deep into the woods, and totaled the car for good. My next Mustang was a 1980 Coupe. Believe it or not, this car started life painted bright yellow, and it was equipped with a 4-cylinder 4-speed trans. It was a total stripper, manual windows and locks, manual steering, etc. I swapped in a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine from a Capri RS turbo. You can see the yellow fenders in the engine pic. Then I had the car repainted in medium blue metallic. I sold the car around 1990. Next up is my 79 Mustang Pacecar replica, which I bought in the fall of '89. It's been through many updates and changes over the 30 plus years of my ownership. Early on, I both autocrossed this car as well as participated in a handful of time trial events at Pocono Raceway and even one at Watkins Glen. It was actually stored for 12 years, and around 2016 I put it back on the road and have enjoyed it at many events. Stay tuned for a future video of this one. My sixth Fox Body was an 87 Aero hatchback Mustang LX 5.0 with a 5-speed. I actually bought this car from a private party out of South Jersey. I kept it for a year or so, drove it, swapped off all the good parts, and ended up selling it. This is my 1988 Mustang LX hatchback. The car started life as a 4-cylinder auto. I always dreamed of owning an SVO Mustang, so I made an SVO wannabe by swapping an engine trans from an 86 Thunderbird Turbo Coupe. I had it repainted in the original Wimbledon white. Eventually I sold this car and haven't seen it since. Another Mustang I had was a 1999 New Edge with a 3.8 liter V6 and a 5-speed. This was the only Mustang I actually bought new at the Ford dealer. The one pictured isn't my actual car, but it looked just like it. Next on my list is my first SVO Mustang. I bought this car in August 2004, and I still have it today. It was my 3-season daily driver until around 2018. When I bought it, it had approximately 90,000 miles in the odometer, and over the course of daily driver duties, I managed to add another 55,000 miles. And it's been through a lot of changes over the year. My next purchase was an '84 Mustang LX convertible, which was a complete basket case. The car had very high mileage, around 170,000, and it was basically ready for the junkyard. I had nicknamed this project the Recession Special. Since this vert was equipped with a V6 auto, I did an economical resto just to get it back on the road. I 3-season daily drove this car for a few years and then sold it. I also owned this '84 Mercury Capri RS Turbo with a 4-cylinder 5-speed. The car was pretty rough when I bought it, even though it was a one-owner car and had relatively low miles. I ended up performing a full cosmetic resto on the car in my garage. '84 Capri RS Turbos are actually fairly rare. There were only 1,321 of these cars produced, and they were all 2-tone gray over silver. My next project was an '86 Mustang GT Vert. I purchased this car out of Connecticut, and it was also in pretty rough shape, with a really crappy repaint at some point in the past. There was also some rust issues that needed to be taken care of. I owned this car for several years and continued to improve the car over those years. Ultimately, I listed this one on eBay and sold it back in 2017. The next car featured was technically only half mine. I co-purchased this with a buddy as a project. It was an 85 Mustang GT Carb 5.0 with removable glass T-tops. Gave it a really nice base coat clear coat paint job and then sold it. In 2018, the same car ended up on bad. This was my second SVO, which was purchased as some assembly required. It went up for sale, and as an SVO enthusiast, I really didn't want to see it parted out or turned into a race car. Tracked down a bunch of missing parts and spent many weekends working to piece the puzzle back together. I kept the car for a few years and even displayed it at the Carlisle Ford Nationals in 2014. This is my current project, which I've nicknamed the Rodder. I've owned this car since September 2007 and started the resto process in the fall of 2011. This is an 82 Mustang GT with T-tops. It has the 5.0 with a 4-speed S-Rod trans. There are already 2 videos posted on this channel showing the extensive work that went into this car. Honorable mentions. In addition to the cars shown previously, I've purchased a few parts cars over the years. These cars are either badly wrecked or severely rotted. These cars include a wrecked 79 Capri RS Turbo, silver over black with red interior, another wrecked 86 Mustang GT silver with T-tops, and finally an 80 Mustang Coupe that was rotted pretty badly to the point where the gas tank was falling out of the car. All of these were used to save other cars and projects. If you're still following along, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for future updates.